What's going on, you guys? Lit Man Tuck is back, and I don't have a book review this time, but I am a story guy. I do love my fantasy, and I want to address the Little Mermaid with the black Ariel. A lot of people getting mad, a lot of people getting happy about it, and here's the thing: for the people who are getting mad or whatever, I don't care. It doesn't matter to me actually. But why you getting mad though? And for the people who are getting mad at the people getting mad, like if you don't like it, don't watch the movie, right? If you don't like it, just don't watch it. Don't support it. But also, if you are, somebody who are mad at the people getting mad, like trying to call them racist and stuff, it's like, man, we overuse that word too much. And there is a lot of racism going on, but we overuse the word to the point to where it's not effective, not doing anything. Now, the person who should be mad is me. Now I'm gonna explain why. And I'm not really mad, but I just want to talk about how people are mad now that they changed the story, but Disney been changed the story. So I'm gonna give you a little bit of the dark history. The story is not gonna be all the way accurate because I don't have a prompt, a bulletin, or anything like that in front of me. But I do love the origins of a story. So I love fantasy books. I love books. And whenever I run into characters, and whenever I run into different types of species or whatever, I run into the dark version of them. And so when I see mermaids in stories, they always try to drown people and pull them down. In fact, the original Little Mermaid, I don't think it was called Little Mermaid, but the original from way back in the day with the dark, weird history, Ariel, she was 10 years old, and the king does not allow the mermaids to go to surface until they're 15, right? And so her dream is to go to the surface for 5 years. She hears stories about it, and once she turns 15, you know how in the story, the Disney story, they come upon a shipwreck. Oh, my cats and dogs are fighting over here. What the heck? They come upon like wreckage of a sea, and she saves the prince. That's kind of the same, but the thing what they don't tell you is the mermaids are the one who actually caused the wreck, because mermaids are notorious for making sailors crash and pull them down into the water and drowning them. So they did that to the prince's ship, but she actually saved the prince. She put him on the stairs of the temple, right? And she's just obsessed. She's fascinated with humans. She's talking to her moms, and she's like, "Mom, what that lifespan do?" Basically saying like, "Hey, what are their lifespans compared to ours?" And she was like, "Well, honey, we live for 300 years, but then we just gone. We just dead. We turn into foam and it's over. But when humans die, they can go to heaven or they go to the afterlife." And she's afraid of death, so she don't want to die. So she's trying to figure out how to become a human. So she goes to the witch, kind of like the current story, and she's like, "Hey, man, I want to be human." And so, she tells her how to do it. Just like the story, she takes her voice, but instead of just taking her voice and putting a seashell over it, she cuts out her tongue. That's how she takes out her voice in the actual weird dark story. And then she makes her take a potion, and in order for her to walk, it's not so simple like the current story. Whenever she walks, it feels like her legs are being cut with swords, and with every step she takes, it feels like she's stepping on needles. And so it's very dark, very grimy. Now, if she wants that to be permanent, she has to make the prince fall in love with her. But the problem is she can't talk. She don't have a voice. So when she wakes up, she's all jacked up. She's all in pain, and the prince is taking care of her. And so she's fallen more in love with him. But the love that he has for her is more kind of like a platonic love, like a little sister or something like that. So basically, Ariel over here getting friend zone back in the day. So you think guys have a problem with getting friend zone. Actually, Ariel was getting friend zone way back in the day. He liked her, but not like that. And so she kind of worried because she can make him fall in love and she can become a human. Or if he falls in love with somebody else, she dies and she turns into foam. And so unfortunately, when she left him at the temple, the first thing the prince saw when he woke up was like a beautiful maiden out of the temple. So he's falling in love with her. So she's like, "Dang, I'm finna die." But then she finds out that if she goes to him and she stabs him in the heart, and his blood falls on her, like on her feet or something like that, then she could actually be human or whatever. But right before she was gonna do it, she just couldn't bring herself to doing it, and she threw the knife away. And he falls in love, and she ends up dying. Now the thing is, instead of turning into foam, she turns into air. And there's these spirits, they're like, hey, we saw what you did. You could have killed that fool, but you didn't. And, that's what's up. We appreciate that. And so here's what you do. If you want to roll with us, you want to live happily, well, have an afterlife, happily ever after, you need to do good deeds for 300 years. And that's basically how the story's end. That's the dark history of the story. So people mad right now because her skin tone changed or whatever. I'm like, hey, they done changed the whole story already, so it don't even matter. So anyway, I just wanted to have a little fun with it, man. Have everybody ease up, but also give you a little dark history. If you like the dark history, let me know, and I can give you some more dark stories. That's all I got.